to meet at a Big Belly Burger in North Renton, um, which is not like a super urbane area, so you don't have to dress to the best. And given that it is a Big Belly Burger, you're going to be with a bunch of people that have big bellies and burgers. So,
I mean,
it's not a major security area, but you probably don't want to be walking in full combat armor with assault rifles either. The meet is supposed to be set at 2000 hours, and Mr. Johnson can be identified by wearing a old style New York Yankees baseball cap.
hello everyone, I made it.
Welcome to the game. As I was just saying, you guys were told to meet Mr. Johnson, as it were, at a Big Belly Burger in North Renton at 2000 hours. He'll be identified by the fact that he is wearing an old style New York Yankees baseball cap.
Alright. Oh shit, this is the wrong picture.
And I'm pretty sure I know how two people are going to arrive to the beach, so we will. Yeah. Or as a friend of mine says, yes. Alright, so let me set this to finish my meal. And we will start with Brass. Brass, how are you getting there?
Oh, I happen to have this nice Yamaha rapier in green and black.
Very, very good bike. And Artie, how will you be getting there?
I believe I will be using the same mode of transport.
Good choice. Cade?
I will be driving my little Spirit.
Good choice. Hotline?
I'm gonna take the Suzuki Mirage.
Alright, good choice. You guys all have your own transportation. This is unusual for a runner group that has just got together. So, anybody arriving early?
Just a bit.
One time? Alright.
I will arrive early enough to take an astral walk to make sure there's no unfriendly astral presences.
Give me a sensing check if you would. Alright, so there are no spirits in the area. There's no awakened that you can see. The general aura of the place is one of grinding monotony. And you have mild pangs of gluttony from the people that are gathered in the eating area. Mr. Johnson has set himself up in the back. He is a rather thin-looking orc wearing a New York Yankees ball cap and a synth leather jacket. He has a wide smile on his face, and he is drumming his fingers on the tabletop. I assume you guys walk over and have a seat, and he's like, well, thank you all for showing up. If you want, you can, order something off the menu, as he looks over at it kind of dubiously. Or we can just get straight down to business.
I'm not hungry.
Food or is this soy?
It's as real as most people get, but yeah, it's completely soy.
A free meal's a free meal.
I got no problem just getting to business.
Alright. I appreciate that. Here's the situation. I've got concerns with a certain ship that is out in the ocean. It has been causing problems for me, and I would like it and its cargo dropped as deep as you can drop it. I am offering you 15,000 million each up to handle this job, half up front, half upon completion. I could put it in escrow for you if you would feel secure with that. Or I could have your fixers keep your half until the job's paid. That's pretty much the problem that I'm having. If you guys are interested, I can go into more detail.
I'd like
I
to
wouldn't
know
mind
whose
sinking a thing.
ship this is, and how
Well,
many
the
people are
ship
we
is.
talking about?
I haven't been there personally. The ship is owned by a group of pirates. He kind of like smirks, not the kind that you would see in the old style studios. You're probably going to be dealing with people that have heavy weaponry, as they are not bound by any local laws, being on the high seas.
Oh, it's international waters.
Yes. So I can provide you guys with a boat if you do not have access to one yourselves. But I need the ship and its cargo underneath the waves. What you do with the crew is your own business. I don't care if you buy them off, if you shoot them dead, or if you just give them a boat to sail home on. But I want their gear and their boat at the bottom of the ocean. Is it something you think you could manage?
Whether
Archie
it's
looks over to
possible
Brass.
is not in question. The question is, what's in the boat?
That's not necessarily important to the job.
Well, it is if it's valuable to me.
It's not valuable to you.
Well, it's obviously anti-valuable to you.
Correct. If it were to actually survive this little foray, I would take personal offense at that. So if you're interested in keeping it for yourself, I suggest maybe you might want to get yourself a belly buster and head on your merry way.
I'm quite interested in the job.
Well,
So
that's
I think certainly we can handle sinking a boat.
Frack, yeah.
so I'm gonna ask. The only thing you want us to do is sink the boat.
sink the boat, destroy all the equipment on it. I want nothing left behind except if you feel benevolent, the people. But everything on the ship, I want at the bottom of the ocean.
You don't care if the people die, right?
I don't care. It's not my conscience.
Sounds easy enough.
How large of a boat are we talking here?
Well, it's going to be a small cargo ship, so it's going to be a pretty big boat. So I have understanding that perhaps one of you is gifted in the arts of taking care of large problems with larger explosions.
A giant smirk is on Brass's face. Ooh, I'm certain I can handle that.
Fantastic.
And do these guys have any backup, or is it just that one ship?
It's just the one ship as far as I know. Like I said, I've never been there myself, but I don't imagine that they have many people that they can call out to their location. I have satellite imagery of its current location, so you'll be able to find it. It is, to me, I think, a simple, straightforward job of going assaulting a ship and sinking it and all of its stuff. And he looks over to the person that wanted to know what the contents of the ship were. Is this terms agreeable to you?
We can sink a boat.
And the equipment on it?
Well, I'm sure the boat you're giving us will not be able to carry anything valuable since it needs to be covert. So it'll all go down with the boat.
Fantastic.
As long as the equipment doesn't float by itself, it will go down.
All right, well, he is going to send you a file that contains the location, the telemetry reading of where the boat's at. Got a satellite image of it. It's a nice medium-sized cargo boat. We're not talking about one of those great freight liners that carry thousands of cargo containers. But, you know, it's a significant private craft. If you need any more information from me, I'll be available. If not, I'm going to quit myself of this place.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
got
by
a question.
chance know any of the tech or abilities of the crew of pirates?
Well, as I said, I imagine they're going to have heavy weaponry. That would be my main
Oh.
concern.
Does this pirate group have a name?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
How much are we being paid?
He offered you 15,000, half up front, half upon completion.
15,000 each or total?
Better be
Do we
each.
get to keep the boat?
Not if we
If you-
scuttle it.
No,
If you
not the
want.
big one, the little one.
If you would like.
Well, what kind of boat are you giving us?
Yeah, I was just say, what kind of boat are we talking about? Because 15 to go sink a ship full of people, that's a hell of a lot of, work for. Well,
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Yes, I understand the cargo is the problem. Yes.
hmm
Okay, but would you mind if we take some of their heavy gear?
The weaponry, if
Yes.
you'd like, whatever spoils of war you want to take out of it, I have no problem with.
Okay.
I mean,
Got
I'm not
it.
concerned about that. I mean, I just want the cargo and the ship sank. What you do with their stuff is your business.
Fair enough.
Another question: what if we're able to dispose of the cargo, but are able to acquire the ship?
I don't want their ship. I don't want them to have access to the ship. I want you to sink the ship. I want a message to be sent to them that they will not continue their actions.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Yes.
Just wanted to make
Yep.
sure.
As far as the ship you're being sent in, it's going to be like an otter.
Other. Let me quickly open up core book.
It's a mid-sized craft used for pleasure boating, fishing, light hauling, and utility work. It's 5 meters long with a fiberglass open hull.
So it's a speedboat.
Is anybody good at driving boats in this group?
Afraid not.
I can do it. And Artie has a very self-satisfied grin on her face.
Have you ever driven a boat before?
I've ridden some jet skis. Basically, it's the same thing.
Well, you're the best we've got. I stick to driving cars.
All right, so you guys are all given credit sticks with 7,500 on it.
All right.
And he gives you each an escrow account. And when you are completed with the job, you will have access to this. I will know when the job is done.
Excellent.
So-
I'm assuming a gold cred stick.
A significant enough cred stick to hold the money. I don't have it on file. I think maybe a silver would cover it.
Oh, right,
I don't know.
silver. Sorry, I can't read.
I've never worried about that. It's a Bitcoin stick. So Mr. Johnson gets up and heads out. And what were you? Oh yeah, he also in your dossier is where you can pick up your boat. Important part. So, you guys are heading out, or are you going to sit there and hang out and go over stuff? What?
I'd rather sit somewhere else. You never know.
Never do. So, yep, you guys can extricate yourself, go find another place to hang out and ploy. There are several other places. You know, there is the Easy Times Motel across the street. This is a popular tourist area. You know, they have to stop, and there has to be meals. There's a lot of fast food joints around the area, McHugh's and such.
Well, I think I'm just gonna go back home and relax at home.
All right, simple enough.
Let's just exchange com codes.
All right, Concos are exchanged. Somebody's gone home to chill out. Time's ticking.
Yeah, did he give a time frame that he wants this done in? I forgot to ask that.
None was specifically given. but usually the faster you get the job done, the happier Mr. Johnson is.
Well,
Do
they'd
we have a
rather
decker in the
happen
group?
within like 30 minutes of the conversation, but we're not suicidal runners. At least I hope nobody here is.
I'd rather leave. Just a question. What does everybody look like?
Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
And what does everybody do? Do we have a decker? Do we have a mage?
We do have a mage.
Okay,
a
but it
mage.
doesn't
I am-
sound like we have a decker.
Yeah, I do not think we have a
Uh,
decker.
Who needs deckers anyway?
That's what I say.
However, I am not a combat mage. I am more of a utility and healing mage with summons at my disposal.
All I had was like mages applying. It was embarrassing. Like,
That's
really?
odd.
Okay,
What happened to those 9 combat people in this time slot?
I know all I wanted was like Chrome, but
Sorry
Why
to
didn't
disappoint.
a mage?
Ocean sounds like a bad idea.
Alright. Yeah, basically, Braz is an adept. Decent in combat, expert in explosives. Demolitions, that is.
Fun.
Artie is a razor girl to the extremes. Good with assault rifles, good at kicking people in the solar plexus.
just turn them.
It is your signature move by now.
Even though
Yeah.
it's failed spectacularly last time I tried it.
Details.
Well, Cade is your, he very much looks like the California surfer guy, in terms of, tanned, blonde hair, sharp blue eyes, but, the fact that he's wearing, the oversized, armored jacket and, the twin tattooed snakes running down his right arm, that are very visible on the back of his hand, that obviously glow, sort of kind of sets him apart.
All right. Jacket is basically he's got his trademark jacket, Asian-looking guy. He's got a green dragon on the back of his jacket, jeans, black hair, and he has a scar on the running down his jaw on the left side of his face. And he's a driver.
Oh, good.
Alright. I think I didn't say what Brass looks like yet. Okay.
That's important because brass is very distinctive.
Yes, it's distinctive because her face does look like the picture with the horrible scar and everything. She's wearing biking leathers, somewhat loose fitting, clearly in the ancient colors. On her when she has taken off her gloves, you see on her hands similar scars are there. She's not exactly tall for an elf woman, because she's an elf, because ancients and stuff. And I
Artie's
think
a
that covers
giant.
most of it. Artie, however, is giant.
Well,
That
giant
she
sized
is.
elf. All right,
Yes.
so we got one guy that is going home to snooze. We have
Hang
the
on,
other.
I
dude-
did describe what I
Oh.
look like.
Sorry.
Sniffles.
Yep, Artie is also a female elf, also wearing armored riding leathers in the ancients colors, but she is very tall or quite tall for an elf, almost 2 meters or about 6'6" in Imperial. She is also wearing a bright acid neon green mohawk and seems to be very physically fit and butch for an elf, especially for a female elf. And she just has this violent demeanor that, like, she always looks 1 second away from just snapping and punching somebody.
She sounds like
She's-
she's a blast at parties.
She's
She
alive.
is. She is. She mysteriously ends up with all the guys.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Jacket looks I put Hotline on my name. I don't know why. I usually use that name, but Jacket has like a very excitable demeanor. He's very like it's almost hyperactive in the way he speaks and just the way he is.
Well, Cade is very calm, methodical. I mean, he's a hermetic mage, so he's definitely not the most charismatic person you've ever met.
Ah, yes, almost forgot to mention. Press also has a very noticeable Irish accent.
All right, your boat is docked out on a dock in Tacoma. It is called the Wrath of God.
Ooh.
Which god?
Can we? I want to keep it.
You're welcome to keep it if you want.
It has that cool name.
He is not given a concern about what you do with the boat. Who is going to be heading out that direction?
I'm
Um,
first going
Artie's-
to grab my stuff before I go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, and Archie is going to ask the rest of the team if anybody would chip in to get some more information on this pirate boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's
That's a good
find
idea.
out who this pirate crew has been pissing off.
Yes, that's a good idea.
All right.
Because if
So,
you know they happen to be pissing off the police, well, you know.
it's understandable.
Okay.
So, all right. So, you guys want to? Who's got what contact is going to look it up, or how are you going to be going
Archie-
about?
Is going to ring up her data broker.
Ooh.
Hmm. Yeah, and give him that location and the general description of the boat, as well as a picture. Like, not give him the whole dossier that they were given by the Johnson, just enough so that he can identify what she's talking about.
So basically, I'm interested in this boat. You know anything about it?
Yeah, who the people that own and run it are, if they have any known affiliates, anyone who would be especially interested in seeing them gone,
Hmm.
that kind of stuff.
Sure. They will look into it for you. How much is it worth to you?
Since Archie's just speaking for the rest of the team, she is going to say 5K.
It's fairly reasonable. They say, give me about 20 minutes. I'll find out what I can for you. And they collect the file that you sent to them digitally and start going over it. So, why are people IMing me? Oh.
Do we want to hit this during the day, or do we want to wait until night to send it to the bottom?
I don't know. I think we need more information first.
So you wait about 20 minutes while they do the data search, and they come back to you and says, well, good news is that you're not dealing with a corporation. And they nod their head significantly at that. They're pleased. On the other side, what you're dealing with is a data haven. This is one of the joint nodes for Shadowsea.
Oh.
So you're probably going to be dealing with a heavy defended target.
Going to sink our own GM
Shrek.
subreddit. No.
So this is a bunch of shadow information.
As hosts themselves are no longer physical objects. However, given the events of Crash 1.0 and 2.0, people have been making sure to keep physical backups of vital information, and there is no better place to keep the cops from catching your illegal data haven than keeping it out in international waters where you can move it.
So this is hard copies of all the digital information that's floating out there.
Well, specifically this one Nexus.
That must be worth a fortune.
Or worth
To
your
the right.
life.
Do we know
Yes.
who is currently running it?
Currently running it, they don't necessarily have any specific people that own it. I mean, there are older runners that have access to this. I mean, it is kind of a community thing as opposed to owned by one person. So, like, the security there are probably going to be people that are passionate about the project, probably people that have investments in it that they're looking forward to take care of. There are other people that are doing it as favors for friends.
Mm. Okay, but we would be hitting the runner community.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, I've
See,
I
somebody
have the
did
feeling
this
that it would be.
recently, and it doesn't sound like a good idea.
Sorry?
Somebody, has been focusing on hitting runner resources lately. I'm not sure this is a fantastic idea.
That's true. But it does pay well.
It does pay
Though
well.
I wouldn't be very inclined to. Well, they take down a bunch of other shadow working people. I I'm afraid I'm afraid it would be very prudent to leave survivors.
That got grim quick.
Yep. Hmm.
I don't care.
Well,
I love Artie. I don't give a shit.
I know, Artie. I know.
We already accepted the job.
Yeah, we did. No backing out. I just think.
I mean,
I
you
just think.
can. Just
Yeah,
gonna
this
look
is
bad.
all backup information. It's not like we're destroying the information. It's just we're destroying this particular copy of the information.
Oh, May,
Yeah.
he's not going to send us to do this if it's going to have no effect.
That's true.
Don't kid yourself.
It is going to do something. I just don't. I don't mind hitting material. I'd rather not start hitting people who will start hitting people and crush our own rep.
Yeah, the people are just trying to do a job. It's not like they need to, be fed to Poseidon.
No, but they're probably also. Well, you know how it is. If a few extra runners are there, you can't expect them to shoot straight.
Well, the way I see it, we're getting paid for this job. To be honest, I don't care whether or not those pirates survive.
Mm.
If the
Damn
boat
dirty
starts going
pirates.
down, they're gonna bail onto the evac boats and.
They better.
I'm not saying we have to kill them, but I'm not saying we need to keep them alive either.
Yeah, if they shoot lethal at us, we should shoot lethal back. That's only fair, or something like that.
Well, if we do this right, we don't even have to get on the boat. We can just pull up next to it and deal with it. You got explosives, and I have a few
That's
friends
true.
that I think could swim around and give us a hand.
Could scuttle the thing.
Like I said,
Okay.
once it starts going down, they're all gonna, bail like roaches from the light.
Yeah, but what's stopping someone from leaving with an with bags of data ships with the stuff that Johnson once sunk?
Whatever a person can carry is not enough to piss off Johnson. This is an entire boat worth of hard copies.
That's true. Anyway, we should probably I should probably look in to how many things I need to splash it.
Yo, Brass, you haven't done underwater demolitions?
I've did that once or twice. Just got a gauge to the side of the ship, so how fast we want it to go down.
Because, I mean, the whole thing is going to be much easier if we don't have to board that damn thing.
That's true.
Is there a way we could sabotage it from the inside?
From the outside, even.
Outside would be easier, safer, and, well, all around better.
Yeah, just place some explosives on the keel. The water acts to focus the blast, and there is no stopping that.
Once you break the spine of a ship, it's going down one way or another.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just gotta make sure that we're not spotted when we try to get to the ship, because I mean they gonna have watch out.
Mhm.
And we ain't got no decker who can, take care of cameras and all that shit.
That's
So
true.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, I
well,
have some watery friends that can help us out there, I think.
Yeah, a good swimmer would be helpful.
just saying, if this place is what we're thinking is, they probably have some finger wigglers of their own as well.
That's true.
And magicians and their magics.
And probably drones as well.
Probably what?
Drones.
Would
Yeah,
make
the
sense.
drones could be problematic.
Anyway, I'll be off to research how much I need.
All right.
So we have a picture. We have had satellite imagery of the boat, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So
I am currently looking for images as we speak.
okay, because
I found one, but it's a wreck, which is not necessarily indicative of the boat that you're going after.
it's true.
But
Just
generally speaking, it is about this size of a boat.
all right.
It is not ginormous.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I'd like to gauge how much explosives I would need to scuttle that. Let's see. What kind of test do you want from me for that?
Give me a logic and demolitions roll.
Okay.
What
That's underwhelming. I want more. I'm going to reroll.
Two questions. One, what force of water spirit would it require to engulf that size of a boat? And
Oh,
two,
well, that's easy. At least force 20.
okay.
Okay. 7 successes.
And because I completely forgot this too, can I swing by and pick up reagents, or is that going to be an issue?
They are of no availability, so it is very easy to go pick them up. I kind of imagine them like in those bins that candy used to be in, where you just kind of scoop them out. They have like full
Fantastic.
voodoo, they have hermetic, they have shamanic. Just like you go over and dip in your scoop and get out little trinkets. Alright, so you got 7 successes on your demolitions knowledge. Alright, so ships primarily, the bottom of it is about 25 millimeters thick, and up towards the top it thins out to about 15 millimeters.
Mhm.
They're going to be a steel hull that you're looking at, so I am not exactly sure how much explosives it would take to punch through. We'll say
That's okay. I
20
can calculate.
millimeters.
All
Because I
right.
imagine 20 millimeters would be under the waterline, significant enough to punch a hole to drop the boat.
Okay. And then I'll go calculating
Right?
because this is a calculating time.
You definitely need to have like a spreadsheet set out.
I
Like,
have.
okay,
Oh, it's so
oh,
bad.
that's this thick. It's made out of that. Easy. Need all the explosives.
Like I said, once we snap the spine, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, we could get ourselves one of those Proteus lampreys and scuba gear and just, try to scuba sneak up to it.
That could be useful.
That would be a great idea.
And then from when it has sunk, we can loot the wreckage from gear.
See?
It's just going to be a bit expensive.
But maybe we can hire gear.
Hire scuba gear? Sure, that's easy enough to do. We're going
Yeah.
out snorkeling.
Going
What's
snorkeling.
that you think?
Yes.
Rent some gear and then we can do the job that way.
See, that's perfect. I like that idea.
Okay, so I would like to call up my fixer and ask if she could perhaps organize one of those Proteus lampreys.
She
Another
might.
quick
You're looking
question.
for a rental.
Yeah,
Will you be bringing it back?
hopefully.
She kind of laughs about that. I think I can arrange that for you. If you bring it back, it'll only cost you 1,000 million. If you don't bring it back, it's going to cost you the price of a lamprey.
Okay, just to make sure you know what that is, the lamprey.
Yeah, it's like the sled thing that
Yeah,
people
the
can hang on to.
underwater sled
Yeah.
for 4 people.
Conveniently 4 players.
Okay, this is convenient. 20 millimeters of steel is quite easy to punch through. Then I'm just going to calculate out to basically just rip open the entire hull under the waterline.
Mhm.
It's like
If
there
you
was a
wanted to
spine
do
here,
the
and now it's
crack
gone.
the spine, it's 25 millimeters. But if you wanted to punch a hole in the hole, a good 20 millimeters would be sufficient.
I think I'm going for crack the spine and assume it's actually extra reinforced because runners always modify their shit.
Paranoid fuckers.
Nah.
Rightfully so.
Yep.
Is there I'm trying to find the vehicle listings. Is there like a cheap ass little speedboat we could just load with explosives and drive into it?
That's not very efficient. It would be. It's demolitions is an art.
I don't know explosives. That's why I
Offended
asked.
brass at a deep level there. Well, if you wanted to, yeah, you could get a boat and load it with explosives and send it on its way. Sure. You were offered one by the Mr. Johnson.
I
Yeah,
don't
but we
think it'll
like
be
that
very
boat.
effective.
Yeah, you would like that boat.
I'm talking like, a little actual speedboat type thing sized.
But those still are still have some
Those are
price.
pretty expensive. So yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
I'm afraid so.
Okay, well then never mind then. And I didn't mean to offend you. I have no freaking clue about explosives. As you called it, finger waggle.
Right.
Do all of us know how to swim?
I'm sure I can figure it out.
Yeah.
I love that confidence.
Maybe I need maybe I need a day to get my sea legs back.
Quite possibly.
So one day of splashing around in the kiddie pool. I mean, I have 2 karma. I can learn swimming.
Don't forget
to
your
rank
water
1.
wings.
Yes.
Of course, water wings. What do you see? What do you think I am? Suicidal?
Oh. All right. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to pick up diving with 2 karma, feel free. Sure. That handles all your underwater swimming needs.
I will do that.
It can default to body if you don't want to spend the points.
I'm not very body-issues. Bodylicious? Is that a word? I don't know. I don't care.
It works now. We'll go with that
Okay.
one.
Good enough.
Also,
Diving.
who needs to run the fastest around here?
How do you mean?
Who wants to go faster for the rest of the day? I
Me.
can bump initiative, or increase the reflexes, which is a hellacious boost to your initiative.
Out of character, that won't work on Brass because she has improved reflexes as an adept, and that doesn't stack.
Okay, so
I
Artie,
think
I
it should
have
work on Artie.
No. Yep. What is Artie's essence?
Oh, 0.4.
That's important information there. So yeah. That's going to be like what, a -5 to your dice
I
pool.
believe so.
So I'd only be throwing 7 dice at that.
Mhm.
Reagents on that buys hits, correct?
Nope, reagents on that set your limit.
So a kilogram of that.
Well,
which
it's
means,
yeah, it sets your limits.
Raises the limit without raising the force.
Right.
okay, I need this.
Okay, I will
Did they?
use 5 reagents to
Okay.
supplement. So, let's see, what force should I want that?
Well, you might want to hold off on that until we are done prepping, because they might just be wasted this day if we're not heading out immediately.
Sustaining focus will keep it until I tell it not to, right?
Yep. Also have a nice handy link for anybody that is senses Artie to your location.
Well, I
Alright,
would obviously sense, the group before I decide to cast, because
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, if Artie happens to be like riding around Y Ancient and gets stopped by a cop, and they happen to like call in somebody to ascertain the threat level of this go-ganger.
It's went
It's
from
a
out of the
hypothetical
roof
thing.
to much higher in the sky.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, I don't really think there's much benefit to doing it immediately instead of right before we head out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you sense brass, you see that on her astral signature, those scars also appear.
he has what?
Yeah, you said you were sensing the group for
Yep.
wanting to cast that. You might notice that on Brass's astral signature, also the same scars also appear.
And they glow faintly of magic.
It's the sad life of the backstory.
It was a tragic tale.
Sniffle.
As all good Irish stories are.
Yes. Lots of luck, Irish luck.
None of it good.
Question:
Yes.
the information that I got from my data broker did also include anything about security and patrols and stuff like that around this ship?
You are going to be looking at least one mage that is on duty at all times. They have crew that comes in and leaves, so there's a rotation of the staff. They usually spend 3 months on, and then they rotate out. You're going to be looking at least a 6-man crew, and by crew they mean that people that can either maintain the ship, the equipment, or man arms to defend the boat. So you're looking at about 7 people handling this.
Mm-hmm. And anything in terms of sensors?
Depends upon who it has on staff, but if they have a rigger out there, then they'll probably have drones. If they look out and have 2 mages, they'll probably have a larger astral presence. But it is really a volunteer kind of situation. People that owe favors do a tour on the boat. There are people that, are enthusiastic about it. Others just love to live on the sea, etc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like, does the boat itself have sonar, stuff like that? Do we know anything about it?
Your info broker does not know anything about
Mhm,
sonar
okay.
or such.
They probably will have, though, I would imagine.
Possibly.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, so we are going with the underwater infiltration.
It sounds like it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, then I would think we also need diving gear,
Yes.
and well, we need to know how to dive.
Well, you have one person as a diving expert now. Right,
I'm compared to the rest, yes.
dive trained.
It's probably not a horrible idea for us to all have taken that class.
Mm-hmm.
All
Artie
right.
already knows how to swim, but
It's a
yeah,
cheap building exercise.
Like the random instructor who is teaching us is like, what the hell is this?
No, goddammit, put your head under that water. You gotta be able to hold your breath for at least 3 minutes.
No, I didn't sign up for SEAL training.
Right.
yeah, I'm going to spend 2 karma and learn diving.
Alright. Sure, it's no problem.
Would you have any issue if I like just fluff-wise retcon that to be like she learned that on her vacation?
Oh yeah, you spent plenty of time like out doing stuff like that. I mean, you were
Yeah.
snorkeling with Shorty and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep, that's where she learned to pilot watercraft and swim. So
Okay,
I mean,
I
it
think
makes perfect sense to me.
nice.
Okay, now I have
Yeah, I
5
think I
dice on
figured out the
diving.
explosives.
This is gonna be like the only group of runners on the hub that have diving. I think it's awesome.
How to pick on future runs.
Yeah.
Well
Alright.
then, since you did it during your vacation, you can brush up on your skills by showing the rest of us how.
See?
if I had the yeah, I mean fluff-wise we can go with that just mechanically. I really can't because I don't have the instruction skill.
It would be like, you put it on like this, and then you do this. But you do what? Just do it!
Artie's instructing them how to dive is holding their head underwater.
A lot of bubbles appear.
What does this feel like? Okay, this is what you'll be dealing with. People are like slapping the water. No, don't talk underwater.
That's just stupid.
There's too many bubbles coming out of your mouth. Oh. All right. So,
Okay.
are you you're picking up diving gear and such?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just thinking because the issue is if we go in there diving and carry diving gear,
Mhm.
we don't have any armor.
There is that problem.
That's true. Can't we maybe? Maybe aren't there armor diving suits we could?
There
Yes, they
are
are.
diving armor. In fact,
But they only give you 2 armor and they actually give you a penalty for swimming tests.
Can we maybe like hire a dry suit or something and wear some armor, some not too bulky armor underneath it? I mean, I bet if you have second skin or stuff like that, you can wear that under a diving, like under a dry suit.
Do you have second skin?
No, I don't, but something like an armored vest might suffice, and that's cheap and small enough to be justifiable. I think.
not with a dry suit. I wouldn't think. I would allow you to go with a armored vest.
Mhm.
I think that would be fair because I've seen divers with harnesses and everything on them. So I imagine that you could get a armored dive harness that is a vest. I think that would be reasonable. I wouldn't allow anything larger than a vest, but
All right. Then we've got to make sure it's insulated because we don't want to freeze to death in the wintry waters.
those are important things to keep in mind.
It's already cold in Seattle. How cold will the water be?
Okay, so could we like pick up dry suits for everyone and then like the armored vests and just put those over the dry suits?
Totally.
All right. Kat, I think Braz is going to call up a contact.
Okay, what you calling up?
I'm calling up my demolition supplier
Okay.
because I figured out how much boom we need.
Make
How
sure
much
that you
boom
take
are
boom
you
that
gonna
works underwater.
Yes, I will. Before I call, I'm asking if the team could possibly ship in me buying explosives because I'm slightly strapped on cash.
I can
Well,
chip
they
in a
want to get
little.
paid.
Yeah, we're in this together. I mean, I'll chip in what I can, but well, I do have rent.
All right. Because I'm expecting to buy explosives for 3,000 in total.
All right. As far as like diving gear and such as that, I imagine you are doing diving rentals as opposed to like keeping your stuff. But if you are
Yeah.
keeping it, there would be a price and tag on to that. Diving, I imagine, can be covered by a medium lifestyle. Because I've never been diving and I have a lot of low lifestyle if I've ever seen one.
Well, I'll have to pay my rental then. How much is that expected to cost?
It wouldn't be too expensive. I mean, like, 200 million for like a day.
All
That's
right.
mostly just because you own tanks.
Mhm.
And they find you suits that more or less fit you. They're not going to
Yay.
be dry suits, but you're not going to
200
freeze to
each
death
or 200 total.
each.
Each.
If you have a medium lifestyle, then they are free.
Oh, well, kick ass.
Sweet.
Yeah. The benefit of living above the scumming level of the rest of the planet is that you get little perks.
I feel offended.
Well, hey,
I feel
could be
offended. My shower
worse.
works sometimes in the week.
Yeah, well, you could be living in a sub basement with a trunk full of arms and legs.
That's true.
I mean, there are worse things. Um, so yeah,
All right.
easy
But I'm
enough, easy enough managed. So you guys are going to not be taking the boat Mr. Johnson offered, and you're going to be taking your otter, or are you taking the boat Mr. Johnson offered and having your otter on board?
We'll take
Yeah,
the
that's
boat.
what I was thinking because going. Oh, well, how far away by water is this ship? Roughly?
Roughly, I have no freaking idea, but it's going to take you about three
I'm not looking.
hours to get there.
3 hours. Shit.
Yes.
Yeah, so if we would try to take the underwater sled, we would take ages.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be more like a 6-hour trip.
Yes.
And we would be freezing.
And probably
Freezing,
out of air.
tired. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think we're gonna take the boat.
Good plan.
Also, I just got to thinking, if I cast, sorry, going back to the increased reflexes thing, and then we sleep, I get all of any stun damage that I take back.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yes,
would
but-
always be a good idea.
But when you sleep, it's kind of hard to sustain a spell, isn't it?
I have
He's using his
sustaining
focus.
But see,
Oh
if we
my.
have a 3-hour ride there, like if you cast it right when we
it's
set
so-
off, you have 3 hours to regain your stun damage.
Alright,
Yeah, that's true
sounds
too.
like a plan.
All
right.
right, Cat. All right,
Yes.
Cat. So I'm making that call.
All right.
To Miss-
So yeah, you get a hold of your dealer.
Yes, Miss Heinemann. Because I'm in need of 20 meters of high yield dead cord.
she grins at that. She thumbs her beret back a little bit, thinking about it. She scratches her head. That's pretty short notice there, Brass. Is there going to be some excitement I need to prepare for?
I'll record it for you. How about that? I've
I'm not really concerned so much about recording it as recent events have made explosives a hot button topic, as it were.
It's not going to be in Seattle. I can assure you of that. It's out there, out there, international waters.
All right, she she strokes her chin. I think I can make a deal with you and set it up. Sure, 3K, you know, for what you're looking for.
3K is exactly the list price.
Yep, as long as it's not going to be in Seattle. I don't want this trace back to me.
Of course. But
DNI.
by the way, I'm also going to need a time detonator for that. Otherwise, it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, she laughs about that, of course. All right, I'll put it in a duffel bag, and you know the usual pickup point.
All right. Thank
Over
you as
DNI,
always.
Suggest that he mentioned that we don't want this known that we're doing this either.
That's generally the way contacts work.
Yeah.
Unless they're like loyalty one, like Ruse the Rat.
I don't know his loyalty with his contacts.
Alright, so that's 750 each if we split the cost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm keeping a list of all the group expenses.
Excellent. That you keep that up, and we'll arrange the money at the end. Is that okay?
Sounds
Mhm.
reasonable.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like for example the diving suit stuff that I don't have on the list because that is individual expenses.
Okay.
Alright.
So I have okay, but basically, Kat, I've after calculating, if with the boat as is, I
Mhm.
should be. I've added a significant safety risk, like assumed it's much thick, it's 4 times as thick and stuff.
Right.
I can basically every meter of that cord can rip open 1 meter of hull.
And how many meters do you have?
20 meters. So that's basically about the stern open.
Oh my god. I love brass.
Okay, just out of character question, what kind of detonator or trigger do you have for this?
I bought a timed detonator because no way a radio
okay.
detonator is going to work underwater.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Because I would
be
be
hard.
like, it doesn't work. I need to
If it
get
pushes the
closer.
button all day.
So we're putting in the heart surgery zipper on this boat.
It sounds
Yep.
like it.
That's the boat will find a new place to be open.
Imagine like a little brass making a smiley face underneath the butt with that cord.
A little bit of artistry. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to prepare the explosive. It should be a simple one. Simple test. Where is the rules for the simple test?
How do you know
Oh
that
my-
she's a good demo woman?
If I was a bad demo woman, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, would I? Alright. Simple charge. Extended test, threshold 6. No.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Interval of
Well-
10 minutes. So let's get started.
I like it.
Oh, done. 10 minutes. I'm on. Cause screw you. I can put together that cord and a detonator.
Oh, yes. My work here's done.
So
Close your hands over it. Complete.
leave right about sundown.
Sure.
Okay. Well then, before we push off from the dock, I am going to cast that and do a summoning.
Alrighty. What force spirit are you summoning?
I'm gonna bring a force 6, but I'm going to use reagents for both.
For both what?
For both the increased reflexes on
Oh,
Artie
yeah, I
and...
know that.
Huh?
Yeah, that part's not a problem.
I'm wondering if I should pick up a harpoon gun.
You gonna go fishing?
I mean, what are you going to do if we get into a fight while we are diving? Gotta be
We're gonna
prepared,
die.
man.
Maybe we should pay for a level 3 environmental modification on weapon. Level 2. That would allow your gun to shoot underwater.
How expensive is that?
I have no idea.
Making me look up stuff. Yeah.
I'm looking at it too.
Oh, good. I'll let you look it up then.
Oh shit, there's like 3K.
So that's your reflexes
I'm
and
going to
registering?
edge that to reroll misses, because I have 7 edge to use.
Sure. Imagine it's strung up like Christmas lights.
Alright, let's see if I can help here.
Okay, so
Dang it.
6 successes, which is actually the force that I casted at with reagents. That means he has +6 to to his initiative and plus 3d6.
Okay.
Okay, so the extreme environmental modification would cost 3,000, and it would allow your gun to shoot 100 rounds underwater. But it's basically very intensive on the gun, and it makes it worse above water.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll get back to this in 5.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
I still have an AK lying around that I don't really like and use anyways, on which I could put that environment mod, but it's still 3k. Whereas a harpoon gun is just 800.
I forgot to roll my drain, but I'm good.
Man, kind of wish there was some actual driving to do, but I don't think we'll be doing any driving in the water.
Just driving a boat.
Just driving a boat.
You may have to get us out of there.
Yeah, if they follow us onto the land.
No, I mean get us away from the people in the boats that may be chasing us, because I'm sure they have evacuation boats that are going to be coming after us.
Oh, well, I can do that. I can definitely do that.
Alright, I'm back.
I'll be a few moments.
The environment modification doesn't seem like a good thing to go for in this situation.
Sorry, what was that, Shad?
I don't think the environmental modification for a gun is a good thing to go for in this situation.
Not really. I mean, it devaluates the power of your gun when you are on land.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like very expensive.
Yes. It's still less expensive than learning one rank of archery and buying a harpoon gun.
And then you have archery on your sheet. Ew.
Yeah. I'm going to wait until just after sundown to summon a water spirit.
That's a good timing.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and pick up a waterproof bag to put my gun and ammunition in case we do have to fight. And if anything attacks us underwater, I have my spur.
That's true.
That should still work.
Meanwhile, Brass has flailing about, which is all she has for in that situation. I punch you with my 2 strength. Damn it. What was there again? Oh yeah, I should ask Kat if I can jury-rig and waterproof my my little handheld sensor. That way I can just double check the hull for how thick it is, because runners, don't trust them, paranoid as fuck.
By the way, just to make sure, Cade, you know that the drain for summoning a spirit is the hits that it gets on its resistance times 2?
I thought it was based off of,
I'm back. Yeah, it is drain resistance is force time. I mean, successes on its plus timing times 2.
Right, but
Sorry
when
about
you
that.
use reagents, it is based off of that, not the spirit's force, right?
No. Reagents just
Don't work on
increase the
summoning
limit.
spirits. Yeah. All right, so the
Oh,
spirit
well, then
you're doing
that
a force 8
case-
spirit. I can
Then
do
in
that.
that case, I'm going to do it differently. I thought that it was based off of the non-reagent version of the force.
Or at least I think so. I'm not quite sure on
Yeah, I'm
the.
not sure on reagents
Mm,
for spirits, so we're going
yeah,
to go with
I
the
just know
normal.
that
I'm
the
looking
drain
spend
is.
reagents to set the limit for the summoning rather than the spirit's force limit becomes the number of drams of reagents spent.
It's just so you can get more hits than the force of the spirit. So
Right.
basically, a chance to
Get
for
more
Get a lot of
success.
yeah,
Okay.
get
services.
more successes. Or for low-level spirits that they don't have freak. My level 1 spirit has rolled 1 hit. You cannot possibly summon it anymore because your limit's also 1.
Then I'm just gonna do a 4/6 spirit and not use any reagents on it.
All right. When you're ready.
And I will edge that.
Okay.
Okay,
So
4
that's
hits.
4 hits. All right. So you got 3 services, and you need to resist 2 drain.
There we go.
All right. So no problem. You got your drain. You got your spirit for 6. You got three services that you can do. Not bad. You guys head to the marina with your underwater vehicle and your rented scuba gear, ready to go to the Wrath of God.
Just
I
one
love
thing
this
before
board.
that.
Mm.
Can we pick up like waterproof
Oh,
sealed
yes.
bags?
Easily enough. Those are 50 million each. They are body bags.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Oh,
Also, I'm going to, as my 2 additional powers, Accident and Guard. Don't know if you keep track of
What?
that, but
Accident guard? Yeah, not a problem.
okay. Kat, can I have a handheld sensor for brass, right?
Mhm.
Can I use my jury rigging quality to waterproof the thing for a?
Easily enough. Yeah.
Okay,
I won't even need to worry about you rolling with that. It's simple enough to do.
okay, because I wanted for double checking the hull of the ship because paranoid.
Yep. Makes perfect sense. All right, so you guys have your gear and you are heading to the docks to your boat that Mr. Johnson has offered you to use for your approach. How are you going out about to the boat? Just curious.
Hmm.
I will take my little spirit and then send my spirit home on Good Guide.
Okay. All right, so you're walking down the dock all together.
I
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Otherwise, we can't have a cool shot of us walking in slow motion.
Yeah, that's what I was
Course.
wondering. So, all right, you headed out there. You see the boat at the end of the dock. It's a worn-looking older craft. It is not as impressive as its name. You know, it is bobbing at the end of the dock,
We can fix it.
lashed to the poles. You could easily enough. I mean, it happened to the minnow. Um, yep. And as you head onto the boat, there's plenty of room for you to lay your gear. There is a small, like, cabin area for people to rest and relax under seas. There is a pilot area enclosed at the back with nice tinted windows. And you guys are free to store your gear and such.
All right. Um, Call me paranoid, but I'd like to check the boat for things for possible tampering and tags and stuff.
Not a problem. Do a matrix perception check, if you would, please.
All right. I'm quickly checking if I actually managed to bought a bug detector at some point. No, I didn't. So it will be a matrix perception.
Mhm.
All right. This will not be an impressive roll, but it will be a roll nonetheless.
Oh, you only need one hit.
Well, I didn't.
Would you like
No.
to do it with one off and try again?
I'd like to, yes. Because this clearly isn't right.
Okay, yep, you do detect one comlink up in the bridge, we'll say, I guess is what they call it, of a boat.
Mhm.
Pilot house, whatever. Yep.
Oh.
There's a comlink up there, active.
Hey, what is that doing here? I'm gonna check it out.
Alright, you're heading up.
Yep.
Alright, so you head up the little steps and you open up the door and there is a figure sitting in the seat.
What kind of figure?
Well, it was at one point human.
Mm-hmm.
It is now a meat sack
Oh.
that is laying there.
Huh. This is probably not smelling very well, is it?
No, not really so much. It's been sitting there for the better part of a day now.
Okay. I'm perhaps just going to close the door and walk over before she has to vomit from the horrible smell.
Mm-hmm.
And say, let's say, Artie, before you drive, that there is someone in there who you might want to toss out. And then she just,
Some kind of squatter?
no, well, maybe at some point. Is dead now. Well, dead for a while, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Do I hear him say that? I mean, I'm downstairs, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
so-
you guys are on DNI.
So I'm gonna say, what the frack? The Johnson left a dead body in our boat? Like, is this guy serious?
It is there. It looks dead. It smells dead. Oh God, it smells dead.
Mm-hmm.
Christ.
Kat,
Yes.
there is one thing I wanted to do before we headed to the boat that I
Go
didn't
ahead.
get done. I wanted to put on a disguise.
Uh-huh.
hmm
All right.
From the time I got in my car to head to the dock, I put on my full mask. That way, I'm not easily identified too, because I don't want to
All
be
right.
identified with messing with the shadow community.
I'm going to allow you guys to make your disguise roll and have your mask on. And go ahead and do that. However, I am also going to remind you guys of the flashy new disclaimer that is going out on all of my runs, where I'm no longer going to allow stuff like that. If you do not let it be known ahead of time, it will not be happening. So, you have your disguises, which is cool. You have your mask on, which is great. But the moment you leave the dock, we are going back to the if you do not have it on your sheet, you do not have it, etc., etc.
Fair enough.
But you guys have bought your stuff, and I'm cool with that. And you got your masks and everything on, and you have the body that is in the pilot house of the boat.
Yeah. Bryce is just going to use her motorcycle helmet for things like not being seen because
Right.
it's convenient.
Yes. And it makes sense as you have ridden a bike over. So, yep. You, Artie, you head up.
Just real quick, do you want me to roll for the disguise to see
Yes.
how good it is?
Yes. I
Okay.
can't do it more than faster than that.
How do you hide that green mohawk?
Just comb it down, dye it a different color.
It looks so
Going pink
weird.
this time rather than green?
Last time she dyed it electric blue. But anyways, okay, so first trying to build a disguise because I
Right.
have a kit.
Perfect.
5, 6. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take it. So it is 3 extra dice. Oh well, it will
So-
have to suffice.
All right. So wait a minute. We mean extra dice.
Um, you know what we used to do? Like say that the disguise that you built is just a flat bonus to which you add what you roll for
Mhm.
applying it. That's wrong, I found out.
Is it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Add half the threshold of the extended test used to make the disguise as a dice pool bonus to your disguise test.
Aha. Okay. That works. All right. Cool deal. So you got 2 successes on your disguise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you look like a tall elf with a oddly parted hair that is a different color. I mean, it's awkward. But, you don't look necessarily like Artie. You look
Yeah,
like a buff elf, maybe orc from a distance. Kind of hard to tell.
that's
So
good
yeah,
enough for now.
yeah, you'll be able to be covered. All right, so yep, you get onto the boat, not a problem.
Artie, can you help me with that too?
Yeah, I guess.
Thanks, Chief.
So let's see, building it.
Come here, let me smush your face around. You got a little schmutz on your cheek.
That is 5.
Complain about
6.
Brass's ugly mug.
Okay, again, a bonus of 3. Yep, just as good.
Hooray!
All right, well, it'll make you look a little bit different, but you still have the problem of your distinctiveness to it. So
Of
you'll
course.
probably not have them getting any bonus dice to recognize you. But yeah.
Of course, of course.
All right, so yep, you guys are as disguised as you can be,
Hmm.
and you're
Yay.
on the boat.
Good enough.
Okay, I think. Let me just before we head off. Just is there anything we could possibly have forgotten that would be useful? I have guns and ammo.
Guns and ammo. I have 3 body bags to stow gear in.
Mhm.
I have
Body
diving
bags.
equipment.
Mhm.
We have the lamprey.
Mm-hmm.
We have our boat. We have the explosives.
Mhm.
We have a spirit on call.
Mm-hmm.
We have. Okay. Let's see. Just give me a short moment. I'm just remembering something that could still be very useful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I seem to recall that there was something that you could use to. Basically, it's basically like an airbag, something very compact that you use as a rescue device. So you inflate it and it just fills with air and goes up.
Right.
Oh yeah, do any of us have medkits?
I have- yeah, I have a med
I
kit.
have stun
I have a
patches.
small med kit. I don't like it, but I have a med kit.
Anyone got a big one?
I do have a med kit, and I have multiple med kit supplies. I have stun patches, and I have, well, I'm a healing mage.
All right.
Sounds good enough.
So we're all on the boat at this point, right?
Yes.
All right. I actually want to check. We didn't check the corpse, right? Was he
Well-
wearing anything?
He's just wearing street clothes. I mean, he's not especially wearing any uniform or such. He is a well-dressed gentleman.
I just want to give him a quick pat down his pocket, check his pockets and stuff.
Well, there's his comlink in his pocket. He's got a key fob in his shirt pocket.
A key fob.
Yeah,
What is that?
it would be like like a keychain, so to speak,
Okay.
and it would have the keys on it, like a physical key. And that's about it. I mean, you really don't need a whole lot of stuff in your pockets when you got a handy-dandy comlink.
That's true. Okay, I think I figured out what I also wanted to bring for Brass.
Yes.
Yes, because Brass doesn't really feel like killing all too many people.
Mhm.
She's gonna try to buy like a stack of those, lifesaver vests, the ones that inflate by chemicals.
Right.
So when the ship goes down and inevitably some people float down, she can try to put it on them, inflate it, and send them up.
That makes sense. I mean,
Because
you could like put them on top of a life vest, like one of those little donuts that people use.
Yeah.
And then people can just go over to that and issue them as needed.
And I'm sure
Okay.
that boat's going to have inflatable rafts, and the boat that we're in should have at least one that
Right.
we
Sure,
can throw out there as well
that,
as we're tucking tail and running.
that's true, but I
Mhm.
don't I expect the reaction time from boom to boom to below the water is going to be very short with the.
Well, with a large cut on the side of the boat, the length of the boat, it probably will be rather quick.
Yes, exactly. It will basically have no spine left.
Mhm.
So yeah,
'Cause
and
I like how one player was talking about, yeah, when you crack the spine, that was not enough for Brass. Brass is going
no,
to surgically remove the entire spine.
you have to be certain about things, and if for some reason some maniac welded an entire tank to the bottom of it, I can coil up the dead cord and still have enough boom.
Okay. So, yep, makes
Okay,
perfect sense to me.
okay. How much would it cost to bring those lifesavery things?
Um,
Because she's going to pay out of that for out of her own pocket, because
I
apparently the rest
am
of the
going
team
to
doesn't
chip
really
in
care.
on this because
Ah,
Cade is not all for the killing of everybody.
I like
okay,
that idea. We'll say it'll be between the two of you. It'll be 500 million.
okay.
I
So
mean,
500 each.
not 500 each,
Oh,
250 each.
okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's
Because since that initiation, her conscience is starting to come back. It hurts.
I've heard those. All right. So, you guys are going to be dumping the man here, or are you heading out into the water and dumping him?
It would be quite obvious if we leave a random body floating around here.
It would indeed.
Just maybe a bit
Just one.
further.
So, yep,
Um, does his comm say who he is?
his name is Gerald Swinson. He is 43 years old. It has his address. It has his SIN information.
Is there an obvious thing that Ghost is dead?
Huh?
I mean, if is it like there's a bullet wound in his neck or something like
Oh
that?
yes, there are two in his chest and one in his forehead.
Oh, okay, that's a nice Mozambique drill on him.
Uh-huh.
So they double tapped him.
Triple.
Yep.
But yeah.
Well, do we want to toss the body or do we want to,
Just
Try
toss
to-
it a bit further. Don't want to alert Coast Guard.
I was gonna say, maybe just let somebody know when we get back.
That he's
Uh,
dead.
You know what? Archie's just going to sacrifice one of her body bags. Put the guy in there.
And leave him under decks.
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
okay.
I'll help her out with putting the body in the body bag.
Sure, not a problem.
I mean,
Press will not,
this
because her
guy's,
stomach doesn't like it.
middle-aged. He might have a family and kids, and it's better to know. And
Do you want to go over his comlink while you're going over his stuff?
sure, might as well.
All right, yeah, he does not have a family. I mean, it has his residential address. It has the registration code for his boat, his car, such as that.
Let me guess, this is his boat.
Oh yes.
Great, then we might want to keep his comlink around.
Yeah, we're gonna need this comm link for the registration.
Sure. All right, so you guys have your boat.
Mm-hmm.
You have your destination, and I imagine that Artie is standing at the wheelhouse, sitting the boat out.
Oh yeah.
She has pilot watercraft.
Yes, she does.
All right, so you untie the boat. You weigh anchor, I think it's called, and you head out into the open waters.
We
It's a nice, smooth sailing. You're traveling along. You see dolphins off in the distance. You see like the spray of a whale off on the side. No, I'm not pinched with the whale this time. For the people that may have been on a run where you got hit by a whale. Um, no, everything is nice, smooth sailing. You got your GPS showing that you are on proper course to get out there. Um,
As we
yeah,
take off, people might hear Cade muttering a prayer to Poseidon and tossing a reagent into the waters.
spunk. Yep. So yeah, you throw a marble over the water. No, it would probably be like a low grade pearl. Yeah, over the sea. And yep,
Pearl, aquamarine, something, a small gemstone that is representative of, you know, the nature of the mission.
right. Not a problem. Yep. You get your little prayer. Maybe the boat will not get sunk. Um, and you're heading out. Um, Artie, if you would be so kind, please, as to make an edge check for me.
Edge. Okay. Ooh.
That is very good indeed. All right, so yeah, the water is nice and smooth. I mean, as smooth as it can be. That it is the ocean. The waves are not ridiculous. The skies are blissfully clear. There's nobody that you have caught on your passive radar. You know, coming inbound.
About the time we're an hour out, I'm going to use my first service and ask the water spirit to conceal us.
Yep, and the boat and everything. Yep, that is good. All right. How far away are you going to be stopping from the boat that you're supposed to get to?
What do we say?
how much air do we have in the tanks?
I imagine that you have 2 hours worth of air.
2 hours. Okay, so with some reserve, I'd say some estimated a half an hour swim from the boat would be prudent, and we have the half of the tank to get there and back, and we have a lot of reserve.
Well, we don't have to be underwater the entire time there or back.
That's true, but I presume since these things are rental, they have nice bright colors, don't they?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
because
it's safety first. That's what your vests are. They're nice orange vests. Because
so
when you're out in the ocean, all you need to be is floating in orange to be rescued by the Coast Guard.
That's true. So I think we better keep our heads below the water. Those don't want anyone wondering what that sudden group of approaching buoys is.
Yeah. Maybe 15-minute trip would be better though. I feel like 15 minutes they wouldn't be able to see our boat, and we'd be able to get there in time.
Okay, yeah. If we see the boat, we're already too close.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I mean, what is it like? 10 miles before you can't see anything like on the horizon?
Yep.
I think it's
Because
yeah.
of
Then,
I thought it
yes,
was only
indeed.
like
curvature.
3, but okay.
So you'll be about 10 miles out. You'll be covered by the curve of the planet, as it were. Yeah, not a problem.
Planet Earth's on our side.
Is anybody going to stay on this boat, or can we like have it autopilot with GPS to hold coordinates?
Yeah, it'll be easily, with the pilot rating of the boat, it can maintain course.